Hello guys, and welcome back on today's video. And with today's content lined up, we're just going to be concluding our third and final video on destiny swapping. And without wasting any time, let's get stuck in. The concept of destiny swapping, or themes closely related to it, has permeated popular culture, appearing in various forms of literature, film, and folklore. These narratives often explore the profound implications of altered fates, exchanged identities, and the struggle for self-determination. Now, some of the examples from media and folklore in TV shows and movies. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets features body swap elements through the use of polyjuice potion, allowing characters to take on forms of others. In Family Switch is a Christmas comedy where an entire family swaps places, navigating each other's lives. And The Possessor explores a more sinister take, with an assassin controlling the bodies of others. And lastly, Surrogates presents a unique sci-fi body swap concept where people inhabit robotic versions of themselves. Folklore often contains elements related to destiny swapping or its prevention. A Dominican grandmother's warning against allowing another woman into one's bedroom to prevent marriage destiny swapping and infidelity is a notable example. General caution about allowing people into personal space or touching one's belongings is also common. The belief that copying someone's behavior or not telling others about one's plan can lead to destiny theft. Superstitions like not entering a house without knocking or the splitting of the pole belief are also mentioned in context related to spiritual protection and avoiding negative influence on one's path. An antidote recounts a prophecy of a brother going to the NFL, but due to a jealous sister-in-law, her son went instead, illustrating a belief in deliberate destiny manipulation. While the concept of destiny swapping holds significant weight within various spiritual and metaphysical communities, it faces considerable scrutiny from mainstream scientific and psychological perspectives. Destiny swapping is not recognized as a valid concept in mainstream psychology or science. Its discussions are primarily confined to spiritual, metaphysical, or esoteric discourse. From a scientific standpoint, there is no empirical evidence to support the existence of such phenomena or the mechanisms by which they are claimed to occur. Within spiritual communities themselves, there is a prevailing belief that true destiny is deeply tied to an individual's soul journey and divine timing, implying that it cannot be permanently stolen without consequences. Many adherents believe that even if external interference temporarily creates blocks or delays in one's destiny, a divine will eventually restore balance. This perspective often includes the notion of karmic backfire for those who attempt to initiate swaps, suggesting that such actions ultimately lead to negative repercussions for the perpetrator. The underlying principle is that karmic lessons are inescapable, and what is truly meant for one person will eventually manifest for them, regardless of external interference. Skeptical viewpoints often challenge the very notion of a fixed destiny, suggesting that it does not exist in absolute sense. Instead, future predictions are viewed as mere potentials that are subject to change. While acknowledging that a few fixed points might exist, these are considered exceedingly rare. This perspective emphasizes that most of the future is fluid, and human actions and choices can significantly alter the outcomes. From a psychological standpoint, many of the symptoms attributed to destiny swapping, such as chronic fatigue, emotional instability, identity confusion, and relationship breakdowns, can be interpreted as manifestations of psychological distress, including depression, anxiety, or the effects of toxic relationships. The concept of an empath, often misused in these, in these discussions, is sometimes reinterpreted as indicating poor personal boundaries and a craving for safety rather than a mystical ability to absorb others' emotions or energy. It is argued that mundane solutions, such as developing stronger boundaries, addressing codependency, and engaging in trauma healing or shadow work, are often more effective than purely magical approaches. Critics also contend that the idea of stealing destiny is exaggeration. It is suggested that nobody can steal your destiny, as your fate is tied to you and really can't be tampered with in this way. And if it were possible, it would take a phenomenally skilled practitioner, not just the Joe in public. Experiences perceived as destiny swapping might be blowing it up into something far grander and more sinister than the reality of energy siphoning or interpersonal manipulation. The focus, therefore, shifts from a grand spiritual theft to a more commonplace issues of energetic drainage, psychological projection, and the need for robust self-protection and personal agency in navigating life's challenges. This view suggests that while negative experiences can certainly occur, framing them as destiny swapping might hinder individuals from addressing underlying psychological or practical issues. In conclusion, the concept of destiny swapping, as explored through various spiritual, metaphysical, and cultural lenses, presents a fascinating intersection of belief, personal experience, and human psychology. It is consistently defined as the supposed ability to interchange or alter one's life's course with another, often through supernatural means, and is deeply rooted in the belief that fate can be influenced. For adherents, this is not a mere abstract idea, but a lived reality, with profound implications for their well-being and life trajectory. The motivations driving belief in destiny swapping are often rooted in deep dissatisfaction with current circumstances, a desire for a better life, or spiritual curiosity. Conversely, those accused of perpetrating swaps are frequently driven by envy and a perceived shortcut to success, aiming to claim another's blessing and avoid their own karmic lessons. A recurring pattern in these motivations is the externalization of internal struggles, where personal setbacks or unfulfilled potential are attributed to the external spiritual interference rather than internal challenges. This narrative framework provides a means for individuals to make sense of their own misfortunes and empowers them to engage in spiritual countermeasures. The alleged mechanisms of destiny swapping range from overt witchcraft and demonic decrees to subtle energetic manipulations through dreams, touch, or even manipulative words. The perceived consequences for victims are consistently portrayed as catastrophic, affecting relationships, health, and overall life path, leading to a profound sense of identity loss and confusion. However, within the belief system, there is a strong counter-narrative emphasizing that such spiritual faith is ultimately unsustainable, with karmic backfire and divine restoration ensuring that cosmic justice prevails. A wide array of protective measures and counter rituals are prescribed, encompassing not only spiritual cleansing and cord-cutting rituals, but also holistic lifestyle adjustments, including maintaining high vibrations through diet and personal hygiene. Strategies for reclaiming one's destiny emphasizes active personal agency through steps like recognizing the swap, detoxing from external influences, reconnecting with inner desires, and engaging in spiritual warfare decrees. These practices foster a sense of empowerment, allowing individuals to actively fight for and reclaim their perceived rightful path. Philosophically, the concept of destiny swapping engages with ancient and enduring debates on fate, free will, and karma, drawing parallels with historic views from Sumerian, Hellenistic, and various religious traditions. It intersects with modern philosophical and psychological discussions on personal agency and the nature of reality. In popular culture, themes of identity and fate exchange are widely explored in literature and film, from classic body swap comedies to more serious narratives about altering predetermined paths, reflecting a societal fascination with these concepts. From a critical standpoint, mainstream science and psychology do not recognize destiny swapping as a valid phenomenon, often interpreting the reported symptoms as manifestation of psychological distress or interpersonal dynamics. Skeptical views suggest that destiny itself is fluid and changeable, that the experiences attributed to swaps may be better understood through psychological lenses, emphasizing the importance of strong personal boundaries and addressing underlying issues rather than attributing them to external spiritual attacks. Lastly, destiny swapping, while not scientifically validated, is a deeply meaningful and experientially real concept for many individuals within the spiritual and metaphysical communities. It serves as a comprehensive explanatory model for personal misfortune, offering a framework for understanding suffering as a pathway for empowerment and reclamation through spiritual and practical means. Understanding this phenomenon requires a balanced perspective that acknowledges the profound subjective reality for believers while also considering alternative interpretation rooted in psychology and critical inquiry. This approach allows for a nuanced appreciation of individuals' construct meaning and seeking agency in the face of life's challenges, whether perceived as spiritual attacks or psychological struggles. And that's it, guys. That was our third and last video on destiny swapping. However, there will be more videos in more detailed about destiny swapping, which I'll upload shortly. But if you liked our video, please like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for watching. Thank you. Bye.